When Metro Police arrested porn stars Corey Harrison early Friday morning, they said he was driving drunk. Rick Harrison, who made Porn Stars, is sad about the death of his son Adam. After a shocking raid, Chumlee was given a life term in prison. When Rick Harrison comes out, the bad side of fame is shown. Scandal and deception have broken up the Porn Stars family. Even though Rick is in court, Chumlee's fate is already set. Watch as Rick talks about the time when everything went wrong. What's going on? The main question is why Rick's mother, Joanne Harrison, would sue him. At first glance, it looks like a family trust case gone bad. Porn Stars fans thought of the Harrisons as a close-knit family for years. Rick, his son Corey, Richard Old Man Harrison, who died too soon, and Chumlee, who made everyone laugh. They looked like a strong group, but behind the scenes, there were break-ins. Cracks in the ground have now grown into a full-on law earthquake. And deep in those court papers is an explosive new fact about the Harrison family that could change everything we thought we knew. Richard's death in 2018 is where everything starts. The old man helped the Harrison family a lot and owned the gold and silver pawn shop with his wife. Then he died and his 49% share went to Joanne. This made her a co-owner with Rick, who already owned 51%. It's pretty simple, right? Not really. Joanne says that she wasn't always treated fairly when she owned something. She says that Rick brought her papers to sign when she was in the hospital in the early 2000s. She said she didn't fully understand what was going on, but those papers gave Rick full ownership of the property she owned. Rick and Richard took over the shop after that, and Joanne stayed out of the way. She didn't question it for years. She might have trusted Rick, or she might not have thought about what would happen in the long run. Things changed, though, after Richard died. All of a sudden, Joanne changed how she thought about the business. At least on paper, she was a co-owner again. She says Rick didn't treat her like a woman, though. She felt like she wasn't being kept up to date on money matters or choices. Instead, she felt like she was being ignored. She asked for answers, and when she didn't get them, she did something. The case isn't just a small family argument. Rick is being blamed by Joanne for misusing money, hiding financial records, and even stealing money. Court papers say that she says Richard's more than $500,000 in cash and silver has disappeared without a trace. That's not all. She also wants to know more about how the shop's money is being spent. Is Rick spending money from the business on himself? That's what she wants to know. It's clear what Joanne wants. First, she wants a full story on how the business is making money. Every dollar, every deal, and every silver bar. She needs to see everything. Second, she wants money because she says Rick's management of the business has cost her what is properly hers. Third, she wants a court order to stop Rick from making big changes to their money without her permission. It's simple. She wants more power, more oversight, and more information. Rick wasn't going to give up. He was ready to fight Joanne if she came after him. A family business or a group of business families. On the other hand, Rick is not giving up. He says the case has no basis in fact and that he has not done anything wrong. He's even said that Joanne might not be working alone. The outside forces are having an effect on her. Who? He hasn't said it, but it's clear that he thinks someone is telling her to go after him in her ear. This is where things get even more complicated. The case isn't just against the pawn shop. The Gold and Silver Pawn Shop Limited Liability Company, Harrison Properties, and Joik Properties are some of the other businesses that Joanne is going after that have the Harrison name. This case isn't just about one business, it's about a whole kingdom. What proof do you have? To be honest, there's not much. Not yet, anyway. It's up to Joanne to prove her case, and she thinks Rick hasn't been as honest about the business's finances as she thinks he should be. That he is keeping things from her is proof that there is something fishy going on, she says. Rick, on the other hand, says she gave up her shares voluntarily and that she is either wrong or being lied to. The court case is taking too long, and there doesn't seem to be a clear end in sight. One thing is for sure, though, this case is hard on the family. There was trust between Rick and Joanne before they started fighting in court, and it's hard to see how they could ever get back to how things were. They're not the only ones stuck in the middle. Even though Corey and Chumlee haven't talked about it in public, they must be feeling the same way. Fans were shocked because they thought the Harrisons were a family that stayed together, worked together, and made something great. That's what Porn Stars was all about, right? Watching them work hard, argue, and joke around while their business runs. They used to be able to work out a deal on an old car or a rare coin, but now they are in court fighting. But then again, it might not be that shocking. Even in the best of homes, money can make everyone turn against each other. They became very wealthy, but that comes with some problems. The Harrisons built an empire. It's not the first time that problems in their family have been made public. In 2018, Richard fully left his other son Christopher out of his will. No reason given, just gone. That alone let everyone know that things were not as great as they seemed. The case against Joanne could go either way. The gold and silver pawn shop might go through big changes if she wins. Rick will be able to leave with his business still running if he is found not guilty. Rick Harrison was just a kid with big dreams and a knack for business before he became famous. What a Navy brat did to make TV a millionaire. His birthday is March 22, 1965, and he was born in Lexington, North Carolina. Back then, the Harrison family didn't have nearly as much fame or money as they do now. Richard, his dad, was a Navy veteran who served for 20 years and was better known to Pawn Stars fans as the Old Man. His mum, Joanne, was the rock of the family and ran the home while Richard built his career. In Rick's early years, things were not always bright and happy. He was only 8 years old when he was told he had epilepsy. They had to stay in bed a lot and couldn't play outside like other kids. Rick didn't pout though. Instead, he got lost in books, history, and old things, learning things that most kids wouldn't be interested in. It all interested him. That need to know about the past? It would grow into a huge business empire in the end. Because Richard was in the Navy, the Harrisons moved around a lot. They made it to San Diego, California, in the end. Richard had already quit his job and was looking for other ways to make money by that time, but when the early 1980s came around, the market crashed and he lost all his money. Suddenly, the family business was gone and they had no way to make money. It was 1981 and the Harrisons had their backs against the wall. They packed up their lives and went to Las Vegas, Nevada. Not because they had a big dream, but because they wanted to start over, and in Las Vegas it was at least possible to start over. There is a small used goods store called the Gold and Silver Coin Shop right on Las Vegas Boulevard that they opened. I just buy and sell coins and other small items, nothing fancy. Rick, who was only 15, jumped right in and started working with his dad. As it turned out, he was very good at business, especially with talk. He worked in the shop during the day and could spot a deal. At night, to make ends meet, he took back cars. There was nothing exciting about it, but it was all part of the job. In the late 1980s, Rick and his dad saw a chance. There were a lot of used goods places in Las Vegas, but no pawn shops. Not really. It was hard to get a license for a pawn shop in the city because of rules, but Richard wasn't going to give up. He called city officials once a week to keep them guessing. In 1988, after all their hard work, it finally paid off. After getting their license, Gold and Silver Pawn Shop opened for business. It was only a few blocks from the Strip, which is a great place to do business. At first, everything was a rush. They worked hard every day to keep the doors open and build their name from the ground up. Rick's interest in history and ability to find unique items gave the store an edge. At the same time, the old man made sure everything ran easily by using his many years of experience. They worked well together. Business was going great in the early 2000s, but Rick had bigger plans. He thought that their shop had all the elements of a TV show: old artifacts, haggling, and the unique way that families work together. He pitched the idea to the History Channel for years, but they didn't listen until 2009. It was like everything changed when Pawn Stars came out.